Hi everyone, it's Christy. Welcome back to another episode of Frugal February, where we're looking at 28 different household items you can use in your junk journal. This is our pink journal for the month of February with lots of pink pages, watercolor pages, tea-dye pages, and so forth. And yesterday we looked at paper clips, so I left my paper clips out, and we're going to make something with string. You probably, if you're a crafter, even if you're not a crafter, you probably have a box that looks something like this, where you've got embroidery floss and thread and string and ribbon, just probably kind of a mashup of all kinds of stuff. So grab your box and let's see what we can do to use the threads and our paper clips. Okay, so I actually had already pulled out some samples. I'm going to start with, this is just embroidery floss. It's actually what I used for binding up the, it's the same thread I used on the spine of the junk journal. And I had just a little bit, there's just a little bit left on here, so I thought, well, let me work at using that up. And so I just have three pieces, and I'm going to take this, they're not even cut evenly, they're just chopped up. I'm going to fold them in half. I'm going to go just leave that longer tail out because I'll trim it up when we're done here. So I'm just going to fold it in half so that there's kind of a loop at the top. And let's see, do I want to use pink? Yeah, let's use pink. Maybe I'll use white. This is a real pale pink thread, and I feel like that paper clip is a little overpowering perhaps for this. So I'm just going to, when you look at your paper clip, you don't want to go through the end where there's two loops. You want to go through the end where there's one loop, okay? And you're going to just poke your little loop of fibers through there and open up the loop, okay? So I got my finger through it. And now I'm going to pull the tails, grab the tails and pull them through the loop, okay? So I'm grabbed the tails and pull them through the loop. It's just a slip knot. Just pull it down like that, and you instantly have, here we go, you instantly have a decorated little thing. Now, if you can certainly leave it like that. If you're concerned about, wanting this knot to stay in place and not slide around, just put a little dot of glue on there. This is Fabrifix glue, so it's meant for gluing little fabric or thread like this. And so I'm going to just tighten it down where I want it, and then flip it over. I consider this the back side, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right there. And it doesn't take much, just a tiny bit will grab and keep that from sliding around. I'm just going to hold that in place for a moment. Let the glue kind of start grabbing hold there. Yeah. And that should just stay in place now. Now the ends were all different lengths, so I'm going to just trim them off where they're the same length. I wasn't worried about them being different lengths because I knew I could just trim them off. And now we have just a little tassel paper clip. So that is one easy one you can do. Now I have a little bit more of that thread, and we're gonna do the same basic thing. Put this loop of thread through the bottom hole of the paper clip, grab the other tails and pull them through so it slides down like that. And now we're gonna braid. We're gonna just divvy this up a little bit. It was 3 strands, and then it's easier sometimes when you're braiding, it's easier if the paper clip is actually fastened onto something here. Then I can use both hands. And you know what? I am going to glue this. I thought maybe once I braided it I wouldn't need to glue it, which is true, but it's kind of sliding around on me now. So to help hold it in place, let me take the cap off my glue, and oops, come on, down there, down where you belong. I'm just going to a little dab of glue, see if I can hold that in place so it's not slipping around on me while I'm trying to braid it. And embroidery floss tends to be kind of slippery If you're using a ribbon or something, you may not need to do that at all. Okay. And like I said, having the paper clip fastened onto something does free up your hands a little bit to be able to braid. So I'm just separating out 3 strands, and we will just begin braiding. 1, over, over, I know this is super exciting, but everyone knows how to braid, right? You just take alternating turns of putting the outside one over the top. Probably could have cut it a little bit longer so I had a little bit more thread to hold on to here. But that's okay. It doesn't have to be horribly long to just have a little braided paper clip. And I am doing this all in one color. You could amp it up a little bit by using 2 or 3 colors to braid together. But I was just using up scraps that I had on my desk here already, since I had used this to bind the journal together. Alright, now that's pretty good. I want to have enough left here that I can tie a knot. So I'm going to a couple different ways to tie this. I think I might just divvy it up into 2 and then tie it that way. So and just tuck that through, pull it. Come on, there we go. There's one. And whoops, come on. Cooperate. Alright. Now I know why that one's giving me some trouble. There's a strand that's shorter than the others. So I just need to make sure and grab all 3 of those. Yes, I can tie a knot, but not on camera apparently. Okay, let me back that out a little bit. Okay, still got the first knot in there. Let me try going the other way. Maybe this side needs to go through. There we go. This is looking better. Better already. Alright. So now we've got a nice little knot tied in the end. Straighten that out a little bit. Okay. And so here we go. It's almost too close to focus, but you get the idea. A little braided paper clip. Easy to put in. And if you don't like these little strings, you can trim those off a little bit closer. Maybe make them like that. At least I evened them up so that they're the same length. Okay, and now for my next trick. I have an actual piece of ribbon. This one I can use the brighter pink because they're closer to the same color. So again, don't go through the end with the 2 loops, go through the bottom that has 1 loop. And I had already folded this ribbon in half. One piece of ribbon, I folded it in half, and we're just going to pull the tails through. Just showing you that you can work with whatever material you have. It could be yarn, string, ribbon, embroidery floss. And there you go. This one feels quite secure. I don't feel like I need to glue it really. There we go. Alright, look at that. Once again, there we go. And finally, we're going to use some string. This is decorative, let me see if I can, it's decorative string. It's got some silver thread in it. I had used this for another purpose. I had knots, circles tied in the end, but I'm going to cut those off now. And let's see, think. So I took this length and folded it where there's 4. I folded it in half twice. So now we're going to do the same thing. And I may as well use the pink paper clip here. So I've got the loop of thread there. I'm just going to grab the bunch and pull it through, tighten it down a little bit, and let's see if this feels secure or if I need to. Yeah, this one does feel a little bit like it wants to pop back out, so I'm going to just tighten it down where I want it and grab a little bit of glue. Just a tiny dot of glue. Well, whoa, that's even more than I needed, but that's okay. And just holding that in place while the glue kind of sets a little bit. I'm going to keep some tension on that, I think. Yeah. And while that's still drying, I'm going to cut off my bottom, even up my bottom threads here. Okay. And that ought to be enough to get that glue to absorb. All right. Yeah, that's secure. So now we have just regular string. You can see it doesn't, you could use yarn, anything. I don't happen to have any yarn handy, but yeah, string, yarn, ribbon, embroidery floss, and you can braid it or just leave it plain. But quick as that, we have 4 fancied up paper clips, just using leftover bits of string and ribbon and twine, whatever you have. So easy peasy, huh? Thanks for watching. I appreciate you spending your time here, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. Love you. God bless.